for a state that's always talking about how proud it is, etc., well, then why do you plant all this non-native garbage? Why are you planting crepe myrtles? They evolved in more mesic forests in Asia. Why would you plant those here? Thank you. That's very sweet. He's a sweet dog. But that's what I don't understand. And I don't think it's not like, it's never malicious. It's just ignorance. Okay, well, we're going to tell you why this is cool. Like, why this is cool. This isn't weeds. This isn't brush. This is stuff that evolved here, that is specialized here. Why? Because it's evolved here over hundreds of thousands of years. Trying to plant crepe myrtles or Kentucky bluegrass or whatever garbage from somewhere else is an uphill battle. It doesn't make any sense. Look at this, man. This is not soil. This is like porous calcareous rock. All right, so not only is it like mechanically really hard to grow in because there's no soil, it's chemically really hard to grow in too. You get calcium toxicity unless you've evolved here. Like this Stillingia has a giant root in the ground. Why? Because it gets 100 degrees here and it sometimes won't rain for a few weeks and everything dies because you're basically growing on concrete. But this thing has evolved this big tuberous root that goes a foot or two into the ground. And if it goes through a drought, it just says, all right, whatever. I'll just close up shop, roll down the shutters, and wait it out. And then it does that, and then it gets some more rain, then it sends these up again, and it's good to go. And also, like this Galphimia, this has specialist bees that pollinate it. They're not getting nectar. They're not getting pollen. They're getting oils. It produces oils in the flowers, and the bees collect the oil and feed it to their young. Almost none of the other plants do that. They're all producing, that are here, even the natives, they're all producing, pollen or sugar, right? But so you get rid of this thing because, someone who doesn't know how important it is just bulldozes the land and wants to put in Kentucky bluegrass and crepe myrtles and oleander. Well, now you've not only wiped out this plant, you've wiped out the bee that depends on it and maybe some other cool insects that depend on that, some parasitoid wasps and maybe some other birds that depend on it, and so on and so on. It just keeps going up. And soon you've just created the equivalent of a Dollar General, just this monotonous, homogenized, sterilized store, in your backyard. And it's all just because people don't know how to appreciate this. I don't know how you could look at this and think it's just weeds, but there's people out there that do that, Whereas I look at like crepe myrtles and most like strip mall landscaping and I'm like, that's garbage. Like that, if a bulldozer went over that, I wouldn't care. That'd be hilarious, Like this is the stuff that's, because there's context for it. All this stuff is dope. It's all cool. It's all specific to Texas. It's all specific to the Edwards Plateau.